country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC, and CBS, and CNN.
But Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. All right, let's call it quits, because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
On and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press, because you know what?
Mr. President,
a country can never be great with a dishonest press.
We traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
So President Trump sits down with Meet the Press NBC for a one-on-one interview, and it gets heated. He ends up taking his lapel mic off, and he walks straight out of there because of a question, because of a confrontation, I guess, with this reporter. And I'm going to leave it up to you to decide on whether this is good or not, because objectively, I mean, he's trying to get a point across. She wasn't really having it, and they just kind of hit an impasse, and he's like, you know what, I'm the president, I got other things to do. So sit back, relax, hit the like button. That's all I ask. It's free to do. Subscribe to the channel. It helps grow, and let's get into this interview.
How close are you to making a deal? Are we talking about days, weeks, months, Mr. President?
I think we're very close. We have a couple of points. They don't even seem like big points. They've conceded the fact that they will not have nuclear weapons. We had a clause in there that we will not develop nuclear weapons, and everybody was very happy with it except me. And I said, well, what happens if they not develop, but they go out and purchase, they acquire? I want to put the word, if they buy or purchase or acquire, you know, you've got to have that in there too, because that's not developing. So they don't have the right to develop or purchase, acquire, or buy.
Have they pushed back against that? Is that one of the sticking points?
A little bit, and then they didn't.
Why haven't they made a deal with you yet?
Because it's a very hard thing for them. They've had great independence. They've dealt with very weak and ineffective leadership on behalf of the United States and other countries, frankly, that allowed them to get away with murder. And I think they can't believe they're in the situation where they've been virtually decapitated.
But if they're so desperate, Mr. President, why haven't they said yes to the terms you're proposing?
Strong. They're proud. There are things they never thought they'd be doing that they're going to have to do. They've got no choice. And it takes a little while. You know, you're talking about 47 years of getting away with whatever they wanted. I mean, this should have been done long ago. This should have been done by other presidents or other countries. It doesn't have to be us, other countries. But they were very close to having a nuclear weapon twice. That was when I terminated the Iran nuclear deal, which was a path. That deal, the JCPOA, that deal was tantamount to giving them a nuclear weapon. It was a horrible deal given by Barack Obama and really penned by him. It was a horrible deal. It was, you know, it expired long ago. I terminated it. But had I not terminated it, it expired long ago. It was a short-term deal. It was a road to a nuclear weapon. They would have had a nuclear weapon 5 years ago.
You've called it nuclear dust.
Yeah.
Will you and would you be open to sending in U.S. forces to retrieve the nuclear stockpile?
So the official name is highly enriched uranium. And I call it nuclear dust because it seems to be nice and everyone understands it better and it's sort of cute and people picked it up. But the way you do it is if we make a deal, now we're friendly, we'll all go together. It'll be our equipment. We'll take it out and destroy it, whether it's on site or whether we take it off site.
So that would require U.S. forces?
Well, that will require, we will have a deal. We'll be friendly. In other words, we will have made a deal. And we will be at peace. And we will go with them or without them. But we won't have people shooting at us, okay? Now, if we don't make a deal, then we're going to take them out militarily, very harshly. And we'll wait till we do that before we go, in which case we'll have safety either way.
Have you ever been in a situation where you have a very long conversation, or maybe you go to a conference and you're trying to piece together everything that's happened, all the topics that were discussed, and you just can't quite really piece everything together. You end up texting a buddy saying, hey, do you remember that stock that buddy was talking about that was supposed to go up like 500%? Well, the day and age of having to remember those conversations are completely over thanks to Plaud AI. Now, my favorite out of these gadgets is the Plaud NotePro, and it fits right into a card holder and can magnetically attach to the back of your phone. And I actually use this for an hour-long conversation with a friend of mine. We were talking about very sensitive medical things. And I was like, hey, man, I've got this new gadget and I just want to throw it on speaker, and it's going to record us. It's going to analyze everything and throw it into its own app and then summarize everything in different sections. Are you cool with that? And he's like, yeah, of course. I ended up sending him the script that it gave me, right? The aftermath. It's phenomenal. And that's just the Note Pro. There's also the Note Pen S, which can clip onto your shirt. And if you go to conferences or these meetings for work and you need to remember everything, Plaud AI has your back. It takes in all of the information. It's got a phenomenal voice radius, and it analyzes it in its own app, and you can search the app for things that were discussed that you may not remember fully. Visit the link down below in the description or the pinned comment below and check out Plaud AI right now. You will not regret it.
$8 billion so-called anti-weaponization fund. It was going to compensate people who say the federal government weaponized the legal system against them. It's been blocked by the courts, met with opposition from Republicans
and Democrats
in Congress and Democrats.
Excuse me, mostly Democrats.
Mostly
some
Democrats and some Republicans.
Some. Very few Republicans.
Just to be very clear.
Why would she have framed it that way?
Backing off the fund completely, as your acting Attorney General Todd Blanche has said, or are you looking for another avenue to revive the fund?
Let me explain what the fund is. People have been hurt so badly by radical left lunatics that work for the Biden administration and Sleepy Joe. They're vicious, they're violent, what they did to people. And of course, they went after me more than anybody else. They raided Mar-a-Lago.
It's raining, that's why it's so loud.
People have been badly hurt. They've committed suicide. They've lost their jobs. They've lost their families. They've lost their wives. They've lost everything. They've lost everything over a fake weaponization of government. Now,
so
let me just tell you.
Are you looking for a way to revive it?
Well, look, if it was up to me, I'd pay them the kind of money that they deserve. People have been destroyed. Lives have been destroyed. Many suicides. Think of it. People have committed suicide because a bunch of thugs went after them. So, me, personally, I think the weaponization fund is a great idea. And so do many other Republicans. You have to get it approved. If they get it approved, that's great. If they don't get it approved, I'd be disappointed.
All right, we're going to motor through this.
But you have to understand, people have been destroyed by crooked politicians, and they should be reimbursed for that.
Do you think anyone who attacked police officers on January 6th should get taxpayer money?
I wouldn't be inclined to say so, but I have to see it. I can tell you this, 97% of those people, you look at them, the FBI or whoever it was, because you had a lot of crooked cops, you had dirty cops. Comey was a dirty cop.
Well,
a guy like Bolton was a dirty cop.
There's no evidence.
Wait a minute. Oh, you think Comey was a straight cop?
People who pleaded guilty to assaulting police officers.
Comey was a dirty cop.
No, but
they
the
had
people
FBI.
who assaulted police
Listen to me. They had FBI agents ushering them into the building. They had FBI go into the building.
Yeah,
those
it's pretty
people
crooked.
walking around, they're looking always in this thing. They weren't in. They were being ushered into the building.
There's no evidence.
You had a bunch of dirty cops, and frankly, what they did was weaponization of our government.
When I first saw the January 6th thing, I can admit that I was under the impression that people stormed the Capitol and that it was like insane. Oh my God, all those people should like go to jail. What the hell are you doing? You can't do that. And then the video footage came out, and then the body cam footage came out when the dust kind of settled a little bit more and we started to find out more information. You can literally see cops like come this way. Like they didn't storm anything. They were invited in, and they were they were like told, go down this hallway, go there. I mean, sure, there was probably some bad apples, maybe, but you know, like they were literally encouraged, come this way, come on, come join the party. What could go wrong? By the way, you're under arrest now. It was like clearly entrapment of some sort.
There's no evidence evidence of that. More than 1,000 people.
No, there's none. You know what you do? Try looking at the tapes one time.
Would you take it off
Look
the
at
table?
the tapes one time.
But 172 people did plead guilty to assaulting police officers.
You know why they pled guilty?
Should they be exempt?
Because they told they were going to jail
funds?
for 15 years if they didn't.
Should they?
They pled guilty because they were frightened. They went down.
Yeah,
they
that's
were
fair.
ushered into a building. Many of them were arrested without even going into the building.
You'd be okay with them receiving taxpayer dollars?
The people were destroyed by dirty cops and by weaponization. Many of those people should be compensated. Now, with that being said, as I understand it, the weaponization fund was going to set up a group of people, people that could be picked by anybody, fair people, smart people, and they will go on an individual case basis.
Okay.
Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the weaponization fund. I love the idea because people like you, the fake, dirty press, the crooked press, people like stupid Biden, he's not smart enough to know what's going on, but people that surrounded him, surrounded his beautiful, resolute desk in the Oval Office, what they did to the lives of people, they destroyed people. They sent people to jail who did nothing wrong.
All right, just to be very clear, there's no evidence of what you're saying, but let me ask you about Todd Blanche. Let me ask you about Todd Blanche.
Listen to me.
He's so dismissive.
Tremendous evidence. There's nothing but evidence. The election was rigged. It was a dirty election.
Mr.
And it's happening again right now in California.
Presented evidence.
It's happening
the
right now in California. Right now it's look at what's happening in California.
To that?
It's
the
4
Republicans
days.
are doing well in
California. No, they're not. They're dropping fast because it's a rigged election. Let me tell you.
They were doing well on election night, and now like 95% of the mail-in ballots have been for the Democrats. It's likely that Spencer Pratt won't even be in the runoff against Karen Bass. He went from second, like a substantial lead in second place, 20, 30, 40, whatever, 1,000 votes more than that third place chick. And now she's, I think, surpassed him. It's official. So no, Republicans are being, I mean, it's not good in California. It's clearly not good. Anyone with a brain could be like, doesn't really make sense.
Days, and they aren't even close to coming up with it. You know why they're doing that? Because they're cheating on the election.
Do you have evidence to support that?
All I have to do is look. All I have to do is look.
That's not evidence.
And I listen to people, and let's see what happens.
But sir, that's not evidence.
Do you think it's appropriate?
That's how they count the votes in California.
Do you think it's appropriate that they have an election, and 5 days later they're nowhere close to picking a winner?
State and local officials acknowledge they are slow. They're urging.
No, they're crooked.
They're urging the votes to be counted quickly. That's how they vote in California.
They're crooked, just like you're crooked. Your press is crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked.
To be fair, I'm not crooked, but let's
Well, you play right into their hands.
Let's continue.
You're either crooked or you're stupid. You play right into their hands with this rap. You know that these elections are rigged. Your network knows that they're rigged. You know that I won an election in a landslide, and I got 94% bad press.
But, Mr. President,
you know why I got that? Because you have no credibility.
But you've never presented evidence that it was rigged. Let's keep talking about. I want to talk about Todd Blanche.
You have more evidence. There's more evidence than ever presented.
Let's talk about
your elections in this country. We're like a third world country. Your elections are crooked, and you're crooked, and Meet the Press is crooked, and so is ABC and CBS and CNN.
But, Mr. President,
you're one-sided crooked networks. Right. Let's call it quits because I've had enough. Thank you, darling. Have a good time.
Mr. President, let's please. I traveled all the way to Wisconsin.
I've sat in the rain with you.
I know.
I've sat in the rain with you for an hour, on and off in the rain, and I've given you enough time. You ought to straighten out your press because you know what?
Mr. President,
a country can never be great with a dishonest
Listen,
press.
we traveled all the way to Wisconsin for this interview.
Holy.
I spoke with President Trump on Saturday, and we both acknowledged the complications during the interview posed by the rain. He agreed to sit down with me.
Yeah, I mean, you're not entitled to an extended interview or anything really with the president. You got what you came for. You got your sound bites, and yeah, that's one heck of an interview. Holy smokes. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I mean, this isn't the first time President Trump leaves an interview. This isn't the first time the media literally bashes him. So do you think this was good for President Trump to walk out? Do you think this was a bad look? Let me know where you guys stand. I'm I'm speechless right now. That was one heck of a way to end that interview. But I think people have to remember he's the president of the world's most powerful country. I mean, you could just do that. You could just say, yeah, screw this. I got better things to do. That's Trump. That's Trump. That's what he does. Thanks for watching. Hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you all later. Bye for now.